Right, hello everyone, and yes, welcome to another edition of Pottyboy Plays with your host Pottyboy. Now today, host Pottyboy is going to be playing Bust a Move 4 for the PlayStation. Yeah, this was one of the games I got in this month's My Retro Game box. Very chuffed to get it actually. I never actually I used to love playing Bust a Move back in the day, but not this one. Bust a Move 2. Now, believe it or not, I was actually going to do a video of Bust a Move 2, um, but I had problems with fraps and stuff and things, so I'm using OBS now. So it's a bit of a buggered setup, but it's much better. The pitch and sound quality is just as good, and it's a much smaller file size as well, which is always handy. So anyway, let's get into the game. Yeah, I was gonna do Bust a Move 2, but I had problems with lag and then of course I got Bust a Move 4 of my box. So so I thought, you know what, I might as well do Bust a Move 4, and as well as because I was gonna think about doing the other games as well. Things I'll try and get around to reviews of games I do get in March Game box, but it's just obviously with me restricted because I don't have a TV capture card or anything like that. I'm restricted to just pure emulation. So and I think one console which I've not been able of course, which one console of which games I've not been able to successfully review for is Nintendo 64. But obviously PlayStation, Game Boy and stuff, yeah, no problems. Anyway, I'm just waffling on now. So play versus computer, and for the sake of this, I'm going to go for the sake of this video. Just going to check out the story mode. Okay, right. For difficult selection, you've got practice, normal, and experts. I'm going to go normal. Yeah. Basically, for those of you who've never played a Bust a Move game before, it's essentially a puzzle game starring various characters from Bobble, including Bub and Bob, who you see there, and the other cast of characters as well. And basically Bust a Move. It's a puzzle game whereby you shoot bubbles, and if you get sort of more than if you get 3 or more in a group together, they burst. And of course the idea is that either you have to clear out all the bubbles in the stage, or basically get the computer player to lose by getting him to go below the line. That's at the bottom of each one, because if you go below the line, it's game over. You'll see it a bit more explained in a minute as well. This is just basically what you see here now is just the intro to the main story of the game. Yeah, that's one thing that's different with Bust a Move 4 compared to Bust a Move 2. The story it actually now has a proper story to it. Yeah. Essentially, basically you want a quest to get the rainbows and restore light to the world. So anyway, now of course we're on to the first. We're now of course on to the first stage, and our first rival is Bob. So of course I'm playing as Bob. So here we go. Hey Bob, have you found a rainbow bubble? Yes. You got it, but I will not give it to you. Oh, no, that's not fair. So first enemy is Bob. Of course, being the first enemy, he's a piece of cake. Right, so basically you've got these bubbles at the top. You shoot the bubbles. There you go. Group of 3. They go. And basically this one is like the more you clear out and stuff and things, basically his area will fill up with bubbles. So and then of course eventually it will go below the red line that you see right at the very that you see at the bottom of the screen there. If you can see it, it's so anyway, yeah. So I mean, well, Bust a Move. It's Bust a Move. It's a classic. It's a classic game. I absolutely love this. I've been particularly, like I said, this wasn't the Bust a Move game I played as a kid. It was Bust a Move 2. Never actually owned Bust a Move and the Bust a Move games though. We used to because Bust a Move 2, we used to borrow it quite freely from. I think my dad used to borrow it from one of his old friends from work, one of his old workplaces, and and we had a lot of fun with it. It was easily one of my favourite PlayStation games. And add to the fact that Bust a Move 2, in my opinion, has probably one of the best soundtracks to any game. It's just literally one of the greatest soundtracks ever written. If you check out the soundtrack for Bust a Move 2 on YouTube, it's absolutely incredible. You know, it really is good. And hey, I beat him. I don't get a time bonus now because I didn't defeat him in the fastest time. So yeah, so I mean it's Bust a Move. What more do you want? There are of course some slight tweaks in the gameplay from this one to the other one. Obviously, like I said, this one's got a bit more of a story to it. It's got a couple more game modes in there and a few extra features. One in particular extra feature that you get in this game is basically what's called a chain reaction. Whereby it's basically like if you hit a group of bubbles and there's another group of bubbles next to it, and it's like your next bubble, the bubble you're going to fire at next is like one of that colour or something like that. It basically sets off what's called a chain reaction, and it's basically a way of racking up big points. I've probably not explained it too well. There is a little tutorial you can watch on the game, basically explaining about it a bit more. I've tried my best to explain it. It's quite complicated. As such, but yeah, overall it's a pretty cool little feature to have. It's a good way of racking up some really good big points and basically upsetting the other player. Oh crap! I think I'm pretty much going to be a goner. Oh crap! Oh god! There you go. Right, okay, well, I'm not going to leave it there. I'm going to continue. Oh. You do get infinite continues in this game as well, but as usual with most games, the downside is that your score doesn't reset. Well, your score resets, should I say. That's what I meant to say, yeah, your score resets. Anyway, we should carry on playing Bub. Because I love him that much. Yeah. Yeah, we all love Bub, don't we? Oh. So cute. I suppose it's one reason why I think a lot of people feel me absolutely love these games. It's just the cute factor of it. It's so unbelievable. You know, the Japanese are so good at doing cute things. I'm just sitting enjoying myself. I'm just waffling on. I really am sitting down there. I am actually enjoying this game. I'm of course playing this via the emulator EPSXE, I think, which emulates it so far perfect. But then again, yeah, the Bust a Move games aren't exactly hard to emulate because they're 2D. But I am playing this from the actual original disc as well. I'm not using an ISO that I've downloaded. It's actually from. Yay! It's actually from the original discs, because that's one of the benefits of. That's one of the things I like about EPXE. You can put in your original discs and they work. Obviously, as long as the emulator plays the game well, you can pretty much run your existing library on it. Fantastic, yeah. I mean, saying that, I mean, I played obviously other versions of Bust a Move as well, which is also known in Japan as Bobble. Yeah, I played other iterations. I've actually got Bobble for the Game Gear. And of course, now, funny enough, the Game Gear version of that was it was released in the US as Bust a Move, but it didn't get a European release. So, but it's probably, in my opinion, probably one of the best versions of the original game. So that's the funny thing. The original Bust a Move game, the original game didn't really get an official European release, which is quite surprising. It wasn't until, because when Bust a Move 2 came out, I always wondered, where's the first one? What happened to the first game? And it turned out years later that there was a first game, but it didn't really get properly released over here, if you know what I mean. But it did get obviously various home versions. I remember playing the SNES version on emulation, and things. That's when I first played the original Buster Move. Oh Christ, I'm getting bubbles galore. I'm like, oh Christ. Yes, like I said, I've played several other versions, and I've yet to find a version I don't like. There's a few I haven't actually played. There's the ones on the PlayStation 2 which I've not played. Oh, yeah, what's it? The Super Buster Move. I've not played any of those ones yet. There's a few others as well. I've never played in. I know the Game Boy versions, obviously, because of the colour limitations of the original monochrome Game Boy. They had to use was it shapes instead of colours, which it sort of works. Which I think, from what I remember, it does sort of work. But I've never actually played that version, so I can't really say anything, can I? But yeah, the Game Gear version obviously is probably well, maybe excluding a few like mobile phone versions. It's probably one of the better one of the best like handheld versions of the game. I do actually have a puzzle. In fact, talking of handheld versions, I do actually have Puzzle Bobble for the iPhone as well, which is quite good fun. Very interesting control method on that one, because that one you can set it up to use basically what you call a slingshot move, whereby it's basically you pull the thing down and then you let go and you release it and it fires the bubble. So basically it's like a slingshot and it works well, very well. Then again, Puzzle Bobble, aka / Buster Move, is perfect for mobile gaming on the go. I mean, it's a simple puzzle game. Oh, kind of screw that one up. Okay, let's get that. But yeah, I really love it. It's probably one of my all-time favourite puzzle games. I'd rate it higher than say like Tetris. Don't get me wrong, I do like it. I don't mind a bit of Tetris every now and then. It's just that I'd rather play this, if you know what I mean. But yeah, there's some. This is definitely one of the best puzzle games. It's up there with. It's up there with the likes of like Lemmings and all that. Some of the really good puzzle games. So it's definitely one of my absolute all-time favourite puzzle games. Actually, come to think, I remember actually playing years ago on the old Macs. I remember we actually had a game called Snood, and it was exactly the same as this, but with like faces and shapes. And it was exactly the same game. It was a bit easier, if I remember. It was like the same sort of game. It's like basically you shoot things and you get groups of and basically you have to get all the stuff in groups, and basically if you get like 3 or more in a group, you basically delete those and you get added to your score. So yeah, I remember that was a fun little game. I remember that one. It was a lot easier to get through, to squeeze your things through the gaps, which is interesting. But yeah, that was quite fun as well. Yeah, I'm running out of things to say, but I'm just really enjoying this game. But yeah, likewise, if you want me to do a review of Buster Move 2, let me know in the comments below, and I'll get around to doing it. I will get around to doing reviews of the other games. I got my box, which is if you did see my unboxing video of it, I got three other games for the Game Boy. I got DuckTales, Bureau Fighter Deluxe as well, and what's on? Oh yeah, Bart vs. The Simpsons, Bart vs. the Juggernauts, should I say? I will get around to doing reviews of those. Likewise, it's just obviously I had a few issues of fraps, so basically, really slowing down my system, and basically it made the videos unwatchable. So, but now I finally sorted out OBS and got that to work. Yay, I beat him. I'll definitely get around to doing more reviews. Definitely, of course. And well, because there's still a few more games coming up. I definitely want to get back into doing some more I definitely want to get back into doing some tiers videos as well. My if you didn't know what tiers is, it's basically a series I had on my old ordinary channel, shall I say, before I created this gaming one. It was basically a show dedicated to the Commodore Amiga computer, and it was just basically me looking at games and reviewing them and actually giving review scores. So essentially, it was essentially a Pottyboy Plays for a specific system, and I actually gave it like proper review scores and stuff. Yeah, I want to do a few. I want to get back into doing those because, especially as it's the Amiga's 30th anniversary. Yeah, I thought it just seemed fitting for me to get back into doing those. In particular, there's a few games I want to do, and well, hopefully I should definitely get around to doing a few more of those in the future. So yeah, keep your fingers crossed. But yeah, yeah, like I said, I'm just randomly waffling on now. I'm not actually talking about the game anymore. I think it's because I pretty much said what I needed to say about this. It's Buster Move. It's great. It's really a lot of fun. I'd say this is probably one of the best ones, partly because it's got some interesting little gameplay features in it, such as like the chain reaction and all that and things. It's the same old Buster Move, but it does offer a few unique things, especially compared to other versions, and it's still a great game. So, I mean, you're probably thinking, which one would I be better off sort of like get it? If you're thinking about obviously buying a Buster Move game or something like that, or trying one out, for my recommendation, it's either this one or number 2. Yeah, your pick. Yeah, they're both fantastic. I think the most arcadey, but I think Buster Move 2 definitely feels more arcadey of the two. This one feels more like a proper home game, shall I say. It's got a proper storyline to it, and it's got a few interesting new features in it and stuff that aren't in the other games. The one thing I will say that Buster Move 2, like I said, is definitely better at in this game. It's definitely the soundtrack. I mean, the soundtrack is still pretty cool in this game. It's still pretty cool, but it's just the original one. It's just the one for Buster Move 2. It's just so iconic. It's just absolutely wonderful, wonderful. And probably that's for me. That was probably the one reason to get the game, to get Buster Move 2. The soundtrack. It's phenomenal. Okay, right, on to the next one. Let's see if I can beat her. One thing I must also, one thing I would say as well, this one seems to have a little bit more loading than the other one, than Buster Move 2. It's like with Buster Move 2, you very rarely saw the loading screen. Yeah, well, I'm just saying that the loading times are pretty quick anyway. So. Yeah, and it's still, like I say, it's still the same great game. Yeah, it's just absolutely wonderful. Right, let's see if I can beat this. Let's see if I can beat this girl. It'd be pretty amazing. It would be pretty something if I actually sat down and completed this game right now. Because I was playing it the other night actually, and one of the characters, I think it's Bram, was really giving me a hard. Once I started getting to the likes of him, he was really giving me a hard time. He really was. Yeah, give it that. Yay. Yeah, that's like special. That is like, if you wonder what that bubble is, it's a special bubble which basically gets rid of all the bubbles of that colour in the play area. Oh crap! She's gonna kill me, and I'm dead. I might as well leave it here. It's Buster Move 4. It's Buster Move. It's Puzzle Bobble. Yeah, it's one of the best puzzle games ever. It's just absolutely wonderful. Anyway, I just put my name in. I came second. Obviously you can see I've got quite a few big scores. The first one where it says all rounds, I basically cheated. I played that on easy, which only gives you the first 3 rounds. So let's do that in, and it does save your high scores to a memory card as well, which is always handy. So let's do that. Save it to my virtual memory card. And it's game over. Right, I'm going to leave it here. Bust Me 4, great game, fantastic. Probably my favourite game out of this month's March Game Box. Actually, this is definitely my favourite one so far. And yeah, it's a classic. I'm Pottyboy. This is Pottyboy over and out, and I shall be back in soon in another video. And in the meantime, goodbye for now.